isn't. I call the Honourable Member Keith Locke.
Thank you, Mr Chairman. I just want to take a short call to follow up from Charles Chevelle's comments on the claim of right. And I think in essence, and I think others have indicated this, there's quite a contradiction in this bill between the major part of it in terms of the number of clauses which are concerned with helping people who've been abused, children who are being abused, even though there could be a few problems with the clauses, and the claim of right, which is actually trying to penalise people who are trying to help others. And a lot of the use of the claim of right or colour of right in defences, historically and going way back, when it is beyond property-related matters for which the defendant has a proprietary interest in the property, which is what the bill is restricting the claim of right to. When you go beyond that, most of the cases relate to people doing things for good motives and often to help people. And I think Charles Chevelle's example is a case in point of a young chap faced with pressure on him to remove a car that was blocking the way into the forecourt of a business during the Christmas period. I think it was a retail business. He was doing it for the totally good motivations. He had no proprietary interest in the car he removed and scratched, but he could use the claim of right as a sort of a broader, in a sense, catch-all provision that covered people who were doing things for very good motives, even if in this case he might have been technically driving underage or scratching a car, whatever it was. And the same applies in the case that I used of someone going next door, hearing yelling and screaming and thinking someone was getting beaten up, breaks down the door of a neighbour's house, and of course the person doing that has no proprietary interest in the door of the neighbour's house, but could use the claim of right as a defence. And similarly, with the Waihopai Three, who were trying to do good for the people in another country, in Iraq, who they saw were being killed partly as a result of the information being provided by the Waihopai satellite communication station, the information being provided to the American government, which could be of use for them in that war. So, I think that to rush to remove a claim of right, colour of right defence after so many, it's a century or two it's been operating in common law and still operates in the law of many countries, to just, and it is true in some countries it has been restricted in its narrowed down in its application, but there is still a move, a tendency internationally to use it and to protect people who, for the very good best of motivations, actually do technically break a law. So I would, even at this late stage, appeal to the government to perhaps just take that bit on the claim of right out of the legislation. The Minister could perhaps, after these appeals from Labour and the Green speakers, to just admit that perhaps he said it was put in the bill for practical reasons, that the Justice Committee was busy, but it doesn't really fit with the legislation, and it does deserve more attention from the legal profession and the public before it's removed from the colour of right is removed from our legislation, or narrowed right down to property that people have a proprietary interest in. Thank you.
The question is that part one stand part, but before we do that, honourable members, we do have an amendment to vote on in the name of the Honourable John Boscawen, and it is the typescript amendment to insert a new subsection 4 to new section 195 to make ill treatment or neglect of a child a serious violent offence. All those in favour will please say aye. Aye. The contrary, no. A party vote has been called for. The clerk will please conduct a party vote. Thank you.
New Zealand National,
57 votes opposed.
New Zealand Labour,
42 votes opposed.
Green Party,
9 votes opposed.
ACT New Zealand,
5 votes in favour.
Māori Party,
3 votes opposed.
Progressive,
1 vote opposed.
United Future,
1 vote opposed.
Mana,
1 opposed.
Honourable Chris Carter,
1 opposed.
Honourable members, the ayes are 5, the noes are 111. The motion is not agreed to. The question now is that Part 1 stand part. All those in favour, please say aye. Aye. To the contrary, no. The ayes have it. Party vote call for. The clerk will please conduct a party vote. Thank you.
New Zealand National,
57 votes in favour.
New Zealand Labour,
42 votes in favour.
Green Party,
9 votes opposed.
ACT New Zealand,
5 votes in favour.
Māori Party,
3 votes in favour.
Progressive,
1 vote in favour.
United Future,
1 vote in favour.
Mana,
1 opposed.
Honourable Chris Carter,
1 opposed.
The question is that Part 1 stand part. The ayes are 109, the noes are 11. Part 1 will stand part. The question now is that Part 2 stand part. But before we put that, we have a new clause, 9A. I just want, I know that, but it's Honourable John Boscawen's typescript amendment to insert a new clause 9A. I wish to advise the member that it is out of order, contingent on an amendment previously negatived. So the question now is that Part 2 stand part. All those in favour, please say aye. Aye. To the contrary, no. The ayes have it. The question now is that clauses 1, 2 and 3 stand part. The question is that clause 1 stand part. All those in favour, please say aye. Aye. To the contrary, no. The ayes have it. The question now is that clause 2 stand part. All those in favour, please say aye. Aye. To the contrary, no. The ayes have it. The question now is that clause 3 stand part. All those in favour, please say aye. Aye. To the contrary, no. The ayes have it. I will report this bill without amendment.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Members, the House is resumed. Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Speaker, the committee has considered the Crimes Amendment Bill number 2 and reports it without amendment. Mr. Speaker, I move that the report be adopted.
The question is that the report be adopted. Those of that opinion will say aye. Aye. To the contrary, no. The ayes have it. This bill is set down for third reading next sitting day. Point of order, Joe Goodhue.
Mr. Speaker, given the progress the House has made, I seek leave for the House to now rise.
Leave is sought for that purpose. Is there any objection? There is no objection. The House stands adjourned until 2 p.m. tomorrow.
A good decision, Mr. Speaker.